Attack!
Hello everyone, this is Fixer, captain of the gunRunners, and we're here to do our UGC predictions for Platinum Week 5 on Turbine, on CTF Turbine Pro RC2. In the background you have Napalm's point of view from our last match on Lakeside versus Costco. Awesome job by Napalm. He at one point had like 6 dominations. Anyways. Last week we were pretty awful. We got 5 right. We got the Tangerine versus BPM wrong. We got Menace to Society versus Blunderful wrong. Lamb Overtime versus Simplicity, Team Player, Reborn, FFN, Ranch, and well, we got the bye week one, right?
Dang, you guys are bad.
We're bad. We had such a great season last season on predictions, and now we're bad. I blame Chaos.
I blame the tiebreaker.
It's horrible. Anyways, on our panel tonight, we have Steel Python, our starting medic.
What's up, guys?
We have Soap guest starring from IFA Reborn.
Hello, hello.
Embryo, our scout.
Hello.
Chaos, our mascot.
I'm not a mascot, and I'm falling asleep during the match this week.
Mascot is more entertaining, that's for sure. Alright, well, let's just hop right into it. And first match, well, actually, thank XTV for allowing us to do this. If you go to eoreality.net and get yourself a server, you use the coupon code EXTV and you'll get 15% off your server for life. And if you're playing in UGC and you don't have a server, what the hell's your problem? You need a damn server.
You don't have to have a server fixer.
Or you need a server.
I ran for a team in UGC that has a server in Mexico once.
That must have been awful.
That was pretty bad.
I ran for a couple steel teams that actually used lobbies and whatnot to run their scrims.
Jeez.
It's horrible.
It is what it is.
Alright, so let's get started. First up is the Syndicate versus BPN and Steel.
Well, BPN definitely turned a lot of heads and proved that they were in for a long run with beating Tangerine. But they're up against TS, and as good as BPM is now, and they're riding their win streak, TS is just going to take it. They have a stronger team. They got Ruin, they got Hein, has the brains behind everything. That's going to TS.
And so?
Yeah, nothing really against that. TS is really stacked. Got a lot of solid players, and I don't even... No offense to BPM, I don't see this even being close.
It's like AMC's in here with us. It's amazing.
Embryo.
It's gonna go against everything I ever believed, but I can't vote for BPM this time around. I gotta go for Heinz team.
You traitor, BPM. You should feel hurt over this.
I'm sorry, BPM. Don't hate me anymore.
Horrible person. Chaos.
It's a Syndicate. I'm not even going to go into the reasons.
And I'd just like to mention, I don't know, remember which fan it is, but both Embryo and Chaos are here, and I'm not sure which one you're going to give your panties to this week.
He's
Depends what color.
Okay.
Chaos is wearing the other one as a hat.
No, I'm not wearing them.
Nice. He's wearing Nuke's panties.
Ugh.
So, Syndicate is our pick, and next up is Bonus versus Tangerine. Steel.
Well, Bonus is like a TS in this. They have a stacked roster. They proved they could beat almost anyone when they beat MTS. And Tangerines had a rough match against BPM. It was definitely close. It came down to the wire. And I have to say, Bonus will probably take this. It'll probably be a lot closer than the score is going to say, but I think Bonus will take it.
So,
Yeah, I would agree with that. Bonus is just so solid, especially in their combo. Collide and Arthur. Yeah, I don't see Tangerine beating... If they can beat MTS, I think they can beat Tangerine.
Embryo.
I gotta go with Bonus. I mean, Bonus has proven themselves, in my opinion, to be either the number 1 or number 2 team this season. So, I mean, Tangerine's a good team, but Bonus is gonna take it.
Guess.
Bonus is definitely the #1 team this season, so it's theirs to lose.
All right, well, our pick this week will be bonus points versus Tangerine. Next up, SAG, the new SAG, I should say, How Do I Spy Radio, is back in Platinum, and they are being put against MTS and Steel.
Welcome back to Platinum. They went from playing Gorgeous Gamers, making it a close game, dropping to silver, picking on 2 teams that probably didn't deserve to play a plat team, and then now playing one of the top plat teams. So this is going to be another rude awakening for them in Platinum. So Menace Society is going to take it.
So,
Yeah, once again, this Society, solid DM all around, and I don't see them losing. I don't even see it being close. I'm sorry. MTS is going to take this.
Embryo,
Yeah, it's MTS all the way this week.
Cass.
I'm really torn here. I really want to say MTS, but you
Oh
guys...
my god, you just
Hold
need
on.
to suck it.
No, hold on. You guys said they didn't have a shot against Gorgeous Gamers, and they actually almost won it.
But they still lost.
They did lose.
Like, you could win by a lot and win by a little,
Only due to
but
their
it's still a win.
goofing around and hubris, and that's it.
Nah, that's not what Seabear said in his damn thing.
The difference between GG and MTS, though, is
I feel bad for SAG or Radio because they don't want to be in plat. They don't want to practice as much, and the admins are sort of being abusive. I have a feeling they're just not going to be prepared in the end for this level of competition all of a sudden. So it's probably MTS. Though I secretly hope they win.
Abusive? Holy cow.
Chaos is abusive
shot.
to the English language. Wow, I can't talk.
I'm abusive to the English language over there, huh?
Just get a hold of me and I'll give you Chaos's email and you can send him all the hate mail you want.
We're talking about Radio here. They already have my email.
Not radio, I'm talking about everybody who's listening to this.
Oh, well, whatever.
So our pick is MTS versus radio. Next up will be IFA Reborn versus LBT. Steel.
Well, I could pull a Chaos and say how bad Reborn is, only for it to be shoved back in his face. But this is definitely going to be... I think this will actually be a match of the week. LBT still has a decent team. They got some good people on their roster. Sorry, my dog's going on my keyboard. But I think Reborn's going to take it. Even if Soap wasn't here, I'd say Reborn.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Well, obviously, I'm gonna say it's only because we've recently managed to replace CPL with a solid soldier. Picked up Combat Toast, and we did take Dill from Land Before Time, who was a huge part of their team. So I don't see them being able to take this match against us.
Wait, let me get this right. You have Dill and Toast on your team?
Yes.
Welcome to being the most hated team in the league now.
It's alright, Dave.
Wait, who was your demo before? Dill.
Oh no, he's our heavy.
What? Oh, he's playing heavy?
He's solid, dude.
What happened to Route?
Route, got caught masturbating, so his mom grounded him.
What?
Yep.
And this is why people under 18 should not be allowed to play Highlander.
Okay, I don't know about that.
What? If you can get punished from the league by your mother, it's sort of a bad thing.
Not punished from the league. Punished. His mother punished him.
You know what? You just see admins, despite Chaos's hate, if you could put together perhaps a letter that you can write to this guy's mom, maybe you can get him back on Reborn.
Yep. I mean, if we get him in mobile one time, we'll convince her.
Okay, so
I hope Route watches this.
Shit, what team are we on?
Reborn versus LBT.
Yeah, that's right. Talk about both teams that have been surprising me this whole season.
Well, LBT lost Dill to Reborn.
Yeah, I mean they're both really fantastic teams. I don't know. I have to go with IFE Reborn because they've been surprising me more.
And Chaos.
I really I'm surprised you guys picked up Dill. He runs his mouth so freaking much. What are you trying to just say for you guys, for yourselves?
They picked up Toast too.
Dude, he's.
But I don't really know Toast, but I've seen Dill run his mouth, and then taunt, and then run his mouth, and then you backstab them. But it was one of your few backstabs, I think.
There are two kinds of dills. There's the kind you see in Pug and
No,
Pub,
this was a scrim.
and then there's
An actual scrim.
There's a dill and then there's a dildo. Dildo shows up and
this was an
pugs and
actual
scrims.
This was actual scrim, and with Land Before Time, and he was an asshole.
Well,
It
I
is
think
what
he's
it
gonna.
is.
That being said, the Combat Toast is probably one of the top soldiers in Platinum, so it was
I
no
just want to know
brainer.
what you're trying to say about yourself just picking him up. That's all I'm wondering.
Same
But
with
they
a
wanna
solid
win.
team. We need a combo.
Okay, I'm gonna say LBT's gonna win by IFA forfeiting because of they can't control Dill's mouth.
Okay, so that's not enough votes though. IFA is our vote this week to beat LBT. And next up is Maxlander versus Gorgeous Gamers and Steel.
I think this will be another fun match to watch, probably top 2 matches of the week on here. And Max Lander just came to Plat, they had to play TS. Apparently they did pretty good, at least according to what Hein was saying. He could have been blowing steam up their ass, but I don't know. But I'm gonna say Max Lander's gonna take it. Why not? It'll be a close match though.
Damn, okay. So
This is really close, really tough because both these teams I don't know much about them. I've scrimmed Maxlander and we beat him decisively, but I haven't scrimmed Gorgeous, so I'm gonna go with Gorgeous just because they have a lot more invites than Maxlander.
and Embryo.
I don't know much about Max Lander, so I'm gonna go with Gorgeous. And that's my reasoning.
Good enough, Chaos.
I'm gonna go with Max Lander because I don't think Gorgeous is. I think they're gonna be caught flat-footed like they did against Radio. They had to learn the map as they played, and they may not have there may not be enough time for them to actually do that on CTF. So going with Max.
You guys suck. That makes me the tiebreaker.
Gotta make it do something.
I like being lazy. Screw that.
I like being lazy, so I host. What?
Whatever, Mr. Lazy. I'm gonna sit in my ass in the intel room and not do anything but take my own teleporter.
Hey, if you guys would let me out of the
And then
room,
complain
I'll
that
build some-
he can't hit tab.
I get really, really bored just staring at walls.
So, pick a team.
Crap. I'm gonna go with Gorgeous Gamers on this. I know Heinz said Max Lander probably gave him the best fight so far this season, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go Gorgeous on this.
Has Hein played with against Gorgeous yet? Just out of curiosity.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, well, so that his statement's a little hard to justify then.
I think if the Gorgeous, if they decided to get onto their mains, they could be surprising.
No matter what, half of them still have to be off-classing.
Well, whatever.
Anyway,
Anyway.
next one.
Gorgeous is our pick this week. Next up is Ranch versus Costco and Steel.
So we played Costco. They beat us. No, they're definitely a good team. Their soldiers are great bombers since I've caught many rockets to my face with them. But regardless, I actually saw that they posted on the forum asking for a scrim, so who knows, they might actually start scrimming to realize what Highlander's about. As for Ranch is a great bunch of guys. I like the guys on the team. They don't scrim. They show up for matches. They have fun. They have Pepe. Shout out to Pepe. I'm going to have to say, as much as I love Ranch, I think Costco's going to take this.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Costco as well. I don't know anything about them, but they did beat gunRunners, and you guys are pretty decent. I mean, I can give you that. And
Shenanigans.
Ranch just doesn't try. from what I've seen. And we tried to set up scrims with them and they just shrugged it off. So I want to go with Costco here.
Embryo.
Sorry, Ranch, you guys have never really impressed me, and Costco kind of proved themselves a little bit in our match, in my mind. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Costco.
Guess.
Yeah, I like Ranch a lot, but they're just sort of here having fun, and they're not ever wearing their try-hard pants, and I'm sad that I can't scrim against them. So it's Costco.
All right. Well, unanimously, Costco is our pick. Next up is Fleet versus Simplicity and Steel.
Lonely Hearts 2.0. Can't get enough of saying that. But this will actually be
which
another
team?
Fleet.
Oh.
It's pretty much Lonely Hearts 2.0 with all their Star Trek people. But anyway.
Isn't this Mustard's team?
Yeah, they're playing
Which team
against
are
Mustard's
this?
team, Simplicity.
Okay.
So I think this
Yeah, actually,
will be a close match.
before you guys say anything, I think they dropped. Saw Mustard looking for team on forums.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Well, if they drop, well, either way, I'm gonna go for Lonely Hearts. I mean, Fleet. So if they drop, I'm still gonna win.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go against them as well, since I do believe I saw Mustard report that he was dropping.
Dropping the silver or dropping the team?
No, dropping the
They can't
team.
drop
I'm
that
looking for
team to
another.
silver.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I know he said on the forums a couple times that he couldn't get his team to show and whatnot. Maybe they
Oh
just
yeah,
did.
my team died this season because of rosters issues.
Okay, Embryo.
I'm going with PE, or not PE, Lonely Hearts 2.0.
Guess.
So, Fleet.
I'm gonna go with the Lonely Fleet.
That was just so cheesy. What the fuck?
What?
God, it's awful.
Why is that so bad?
Why are you going with Fleet?
Because my vote really doesn't matter. Everyone's already voted that way.
All right, well, our pick is Fleet, and I guess we'll be right whether Simplicity plays or not. Next up is Wonderful versus the gunRunners and Steel. Or, I'm sorry, we'll skip Steel and go right to Soap. Any thoughts?
I think this would probably be the match of the week, to be honest. I'm with the Max Lander one. I've scrimmed both, and I think you guys are very similar. Yeah, we scrim Wonderful a lot too. We just scrim a lot actually, but yeah, I'm gonna have to. This is tough. I'm gonna go with gunRunners because I'm in the gunRunners mobile.
I don't want to be banned from Mumble and finish these predictions.
All right, we'll skip ahead. Squirrel Clickers versus Prawn and Steel.
Just a plug-in. I'm gonna go with you guys because Wonderful dropped Napalm. That's gonna be my. Did
Is
they?
it because Napalm's on our team?
Yeah, because you guys have Napalm. That's why you guys are gonna win.
Works for me. Okay, SQ versus Prawn and Steel.
SQ proved that they could still win in Platinum. They beat Axel. They had a decent match against Flea. This is a CTF map. Prawn has had a lot of bad luck, but was able to win against S4P. I think Squirrel Clickers should win on paper, but I think Prawn will actually take it. Malon's very good with the strats and controlling his team. And if he could get his team to pull around, I think he could have the teamwork to overcome a team that might have more talent.
So,
Prawn, yes, so Prawn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Prawn too. I don't think Squirrel is as good as most people are saying. I think they weren't able to beat Fleet on Foundry, and beating XOY isn't that impressive. So I think until they prove themselves, I'm gonna have to go with Prawn. Although I do have mad love for Sigafu if he watches this.
Embryo.
You know, Prawn is not a bad team. They're actually pretty decent. And once again, I'm stuck in a situation where I don't really know anything about the other team.
Dad's Kids on.
It's
Squirrel
pretty
Clickers.
much PE light.
It's pretty much what?
PE light, performance enhanced light.
I'm still gonna have to go with Prawn. They're an old team. I mean, they've been together for a while. I think they'll know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Gas.
School clickers know what they're doing. Only if it, even if it's Starfleet Finest isn't really a fair match against Squirrel clickers if they're as good as they used to be. They don't have enough. Squirrel clickers isn't as PE as they should be, but we've talked to Mallant. He's admitted that he's got some like roster issues, and he hasn't actually corrected that. I don't think to this degree yet. I'm gonna say Squirrel clickers, but if Prawn had his roster together, it'd be probably harder to pick.
Well, tough shit because Prawn is our pick for this week.
And we'll probably still only have 4 right this week. Whatever.
All right, next up is Team Player versus Free Frag and Steel. I'm calling them Free Frag because they're changing their name yet again to the Blunder Toots, but they're Free Frag.
So it's TP versus Juvenile, or Free Frag, as Fixer is stubborn enough to say. I think this is going to be a close match only because neither team has had all too much luck against who they've had their opponents from their match history. I'm going to have to say TP will take it, just because I don't have a really good reason I flipped the coin.
Nice. So,
I think Free Frag's really weak. Sorry, Free Frag viewers. I think they're a weak team without Jake anymore, and I'm gonna have to go with pretty much anyone in Plat other than them. So I'm gonna go with Team Player. I think if Puff steps up more than he did last week, then they should have a better win.
Embryo.
Yeah, Free Frag never really impresses me too much, but yeah, I don't know. They're a solid team, but I'm gonna have to go with Team Player.
Gas.
So, the only points that Team Player have scored this season is against the diminished 10 team. IFA beat the living shit out of them, and BFL also seemed to beat the shit out of them. So I'm not so sure that you guys should be jumping on the, Free Fag is just not impressive. It doesn't seem like this is the team player of past. And I'm going to say that team player's been gotten such a beating so far this season that I'm gonna give it Free Frag or whoever they are is gonna win this one.
You're just playing devil's advocate all damn day.
No, I went through the numbers. I was a little surprised. The fact that they've only won against 10 team. Yeah, I'm calculating it. They've only won against 10 team, and let's be honest, Steel teams are beating the shit out of 10 team this year. So, just saying, the one victory team player has doesn't really mean much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at Free Frag. They've only beat Stockford Pubs, which is probably the only team worse than them.
You get your fucking logic out of here, so.
Oh, I just can't wait to start ripping into them. The Stockford Pub has earned a place in my heart this season, again.
Alright, so anyways, Team Player is still our pick this week, and Chaos can just shove it. So next up is Axel versus BRBU Steel.
Axel is still looking for their first win. BRBU, I think, has one. Who they beat? Hold on. They beat S4P on Foundry, but they've also had a shitty schedule. They played TS, they played Flea.
They're stuck for Pubs again.
They're stuck for Pubs again. But I think Axel Watt's due for a win, and I think they'll take it.
So.
Yeah, I think Axel has a little bit of talent that they can pull together and beat out BRBU. BRBU is pretty low on the totem pole, I think, and I think Axel Watt deserves to be a bit higher. Just based on scrims with each of these.
So what the hell happened to Axel? They used to be a pretty damn competitive team.
Yeah. Everyone else got better.
I guess. Embryo.
Can I make the joke that BRB doesn't have napalm anymore?
No.
I mean,
They,
liquid.
they never had
Liquid.
napalm.
Oh, that's right. Getting my good snipers mixed up, I guess. I think BRB is gonna take this. Just yeah.
Gas.
I don't know what's happened to Axel. It's like they were really competitive last season. I know it was the fun season, and maybe that's just their style of maps. They just like those wacky maps, and they're not.
They haven't played that poorly. They lost 5-0 to TS. They almost beat BPM.
I mean, okay.
And almost beat Squirrel Clickers. It's not like they're being blown out each match.
Yeah, but Squirrel Clickers isn't really being impressive either.
They got blown out against TS. I watched that match. It wasn't pretty.
I'm just saying. I think Axel What might be more. They do better as a on the funny maps than the long-term strategy maps that we are obviously playing in this season.
How are those maps funny maps and these maps long? Wait, what'd you call them?
Long-standing strategy maps.
Oh, long-standing.
The fact that Axel can even take a round off BPM says something about them.
I think they have skilled players. I just don't think these maps play to their to their strengths. And if I'm going to say BRBU at this point, Axel just hasn't been performing, and I don't know why.
These guys have been around forever. Axel Watt's an old team, or Axel's an old team.
Well, no, they used to be two different teams. Then last season they merged those two teams together.
They're still an old team.
Yeah, they're still an old team. I just don't think these maps are playing, or they do better with the weird maps than sort of the more classic Highlander maps. And I really don't like Turbine as a classic Highlander map, but it's played every serious season, unfortunately. And I'm just thinking that maybe they're better at the unusual maps where they can find some good little strategy to just roll some other teams. But when it comes to like the tried and true, everyone knows the 4 spots you can build in the intel room, or the 2 spots you can build in mid. It's sort of, it's more just skill instead of trying to find that one trick that's going to carry you to victory. And I think Axel is a strong team, but they do better with the one trick system. And I think BRBU is going to take this one. So I think that's a mouthful.
Well, I can't wait till Axel Watt discovers Granary next week. We'll see how they do on that new map.
Did you say Granary is a new map?
That was a joke.
Tiebreaker, fixer, go.
Well, I'm going with Axel Watt, and I'm sorry, BRBU, but I think Axel Watt will take it pretty handedly.
I'd agree. We've scrimmed them both, and Axel Watt puts up a fight at least.
And just so I could go against Chaos in his 15-minute prediction for...
You guys argued with me. I had to, respond to, 3 of you.
Uh-huh. Alright, so anyways, next up, Axel Watt would be our pick for this week. Next up is Stock 4 Pub versus DMS. Steel.
DMS had a bye week to prepare for this week.
And they still lost?
And they still lost to the bye. But I think these are both teams are undefeated, are winless rather. But I think DMS will take it. S4P is having a rough season. It's going to be a long season for them. But they'll have fun. But DMS will have more fun.
Okay, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the bomb. Stock for Pubs is probably the worst team in Platinum. So...
And I said that before. You can't take that credit.
Oh, well, they are. I think DMS is gonna take this. We played them on Foundry, and they were alright. They played a pretty good first half, kinda. And they did pick up Lido, who's pretty good pyro. I think he's gonna do some work for them, and they're gonna be able to take this.
Embryo.
I feel really bad because these are teams that used to be awesome teams. You scrimmed against them all the time. Great teams. They just kind of hit a rough spot, both of them. but I think I agree with Soap here. DMS is going to take this one. Stock for Pubs just doesn't look promising at all.
And guess.
DMS is their problem is they're just inconsistent. You know, they'll do really good and then they do really bad and then they're really good and really bad all in 15 minutes.
Sounds like another team I know.
Yeah. Yeah, IFA. He's talking. Why do you do really good and then really bad? Fuck, what's wrong with you guys? No. So, I mean, DMS is just inconsistent, and Soccer Hub is at least consistently bad.
You're just vicious.
Dude, you missed last season. I used to fucking rip into Dran from coming from Stock for Pubs all the time. It was a big thing, me being from SAG and him from Stock for Pubs, and it's just continuing now. And Stock for Pubs is not gonna probably win anything in Platinum, and when next season's Gold division comes around, they're probably not gonna win anything in Gold either. So I recommend you guys drop into Silver at some point.
That's so harsh.
What? I'm being honest.
I think we should drop at least 5 of these teams from Plat. 5 teams. I'm not gonna name any.
No. No more buys. If we're dropping 4 or 6, let's no more bye weeks.
Not dropping any. Too far in the season to drop.
Well, yeah, drop them after the season. I'm just saying.
All right.
Yeah.
So who'd we pick? DMS? Was that our pick?
DMS.
Yeah.
DMS is our pick this week, and that concludes that. And then we're going to move on to our match of the week. And Steel, what is our match of the week?
Should I close the window?
You
suck.
had 3 of them throughout the whole fucking thing already.
I did.
You can't remember one off the top of your head.
Nope. Maybe about 5 seconds.
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls.
Just move on to the Soap.
This is a professional production, Steel.
Oh, I got mine.
I'm gonna have to say Max Lender and Gorgeous, and maybe a second pick would be Blunderful and gunRunners.
And Steel?
I was gonna say Max Lander and Gorgeous. Definitely match of the week.
Embryo.
Who's MTS playing again?
The new SAG.
It's the Fat Crapper team.
I tried getting Fat Crapper for gunRunners, by the way.
Can I say our match is going to be match of the week?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I think our match is going to be match of the week.
And Chaos.
Our match is always the match of the week in my heart, except for this week because I'm going to be sleeping during it because it's going to be that freaking boring. God, I hate this map. But I really want to see Syndicate versus Baby Punching Marathon. This is going to, Syndicate's either is the top 5 team. If Baby Punching Marathon can hold even or make it a really close game, it's going to say something about Baby Punching Marathon, and I will have to apologize to Embryo for all last season giving him shit for picking them all the time.
I don't know. I think the only team that's going to be Syndicate would be maybe Bonus on a good day.
Well,
Bonus or MTS.
Nah, I think MTS has a shot.
Yeah, MTS
Bonus.
maybe.
When Bonus and TS go, I'm gonna go against Hein. I'm gonna give it to the Bonus guys unless they all break their frickin' index fingers.
I don't think people talk about Baby Punch Marathon, but I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, no, last season I gave Embryo just shit for always picking them, and I gave Baby Punching Marathon sort of a hard time last season.
I'm talking about them right now.
Well, no, yeah, but I want to see. I mean, even if it's just that they lose, but it's a close game, that's going to really say something about Baby Punching Marathon, that they've really evolved as a team, and it's going to really show what they are, and that's what I really want to see this week.
Yeah, the rough thing for them is their star players like Bronze and Rikachu. I mean, TS's counterparts that are, I would say, even better, like Ruin and Sweater and Soup. They've got just the top players in all their classes.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I didn't vote for Baby Punching Marathon. I just said, I'd like to see what they can do against a really solid team.
But yeah, if they pull it off, I'll be eating my hat.
Yeah,
Well,
like Fixer and his firstborn to the sniper.
the DBZ, yeah. You can have it. Alright, my pick I think will be Maxlander versus Gorgeous. It'll be interesting to see those two teams on a CTF map, as horrible as Turbine is. I think that'd be the most interesting match for me to watch. That would be my pick of the week.
Fixer, can I just make one plead out? Does every captain in every division, when this map comes up for voting again, please don't vote for it ever again.
I like Turbine.
I fucking hate you, Steel.
Our other choices were Vitalism and Double Cross.
I would have taken Double Cross.
Double Cross is actually fun on Highlander.
Dude, it's so terrible.
No, but at least it isn't as played out as this one.
I don't know,
I mean,
it's smaller. Or it's so 10 times larger, so it just drones the map on.
Vitalism's fun.
We played Double Cross in season...
Vitalism needs to be
4?
a major work.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was
It wasn't
great.
that bad. I actually sort of enjoyed it. Teams can at least overextend to the point where it actually punishes them.
Well, I actually didn't like the map until I played it in Highlander, and then I liked it. Otherwise, it's just a huge sniper and NG stalemate piece of crap.
I'm just saying, we need, you know, it's just every pro season, every real season, we do fucking CTF. I'm glad we're doing RC2. People can actually get up through the banana on both sides now. Yay, that's sort of cool. But I need a break. I just would like to go like 2 or 3 seasons without it.
What do you mean
Or,
banana both sides?
You can go up the banana now up the boxes, remember?
Is this the map we played season 6 with just the stairs?
We did a different version of Turbine a while ago.
2 seasons ago.
Yeah,
And then 2 seasons
what's the
before
difference
that.
what's the difference between that one and this one?
Higher ceilings and the banana. When you go from your intel room into like the banana thing, there's now boxes. So like the like the NG and Heavy.
No, slow down, Turbo. Those boxes replaced crates. It wasn't like there was nothing there before.
There was nothing there before.
Yeah, there wasn't anything.
There was from
No, this is
RC1.
We didn't use RC1 before. It
We
was
used
always
B1. Yeah, it was B1.
Ah,
B1
okay.
before. So we've grown into, we've done a big jump from B1 to RC2.
Yeah, that should hopefully that will speed up the gameplay of Turbine.
Still sucks.
No,
Anyway,
it does.
I guess that concludes this week. I wanted to cut it short, and apparently we've gone longer because of chaos.
What?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, whatever, you fucking asshole.
God, so angry. Again, I'd like to thank XTV and EO Reality. If you go to eoreality.net, get yourself a server, use XTV as your coupon code, and get 15% off. And we'll see you next week, which would be Granary.
I want to also thank Soap for being our guest this week.
Not a problem. Glad to be here.
Swiftwater's next week, Swiftwater. Anyways, we'll see you in Swiftwater.
Still not impressed with IFA.